Folks, we're live. We're going live right now. You're looking at a massive explosion and fire. Well, you were looking at it. A massive explosion and fire. Los Angeles, California, downtown Los Angeles. Absolutely out of control. Heidi, it was the data you found over there was, I can't read that and show this picture. It was a massive explosion. 10 firemen injured. I want to thank RoboMom for getting this information to us. 10 firemen injured. 2 of them are critical. One of them is...
230 firefighters were responding to the fire. Firefighters had moved to a defensive posture for the fire attack.
235 firefighters attacking this fire. Hang on just one second. 235 firefighters attacking the fire. Approximately 11 firefighters have suffered burn injuries. Multiple buildings are on fire in downtown Los Angeles. I know that 2 of the firefighters are in critical condition. 1 is in serious condition. The fire is located at the 300 block of East Boyle Street. It's a major emergency as several buildings are now on fire. It was a massive explosion. And then at first it was reported that 10 firefighters were injured in an explosion, and all 10 were accounted for and have been sent to hospitals. But now it's 11 are injured, and 2 are in critical condition. 1 is in serious condition. And the fire explosion, it was an explosion. Then there were more explosions and more buildings on fire in downtown Los Angeles, according to the LA Fire Department. 230 firefighters have been responding to this fire. Firefighters have been moved to defensive postures for the fire attack, and several Los Angeles Police Department vehicles were also visible at the scene. It is absolutely chaos, isn't it, Heidi? It's a very, very serious situation. It's a very, very serious situation. And so, thank you, Heidi, because that really helps us understand what in the world we're dealing with here. And what we're dealing with is not good, okay? Not good at all. This just happened within the hour. Also, we got some more updates here coming in. Let me see what we got here. It's an explosion. Oh my goodness. They don't know what the cause is. They're investigating. People heard a loud roar. Then the ground shook with the explosion. And Bev is saying, oh my goodness. And she's, RoboMom's over there right now, and she's monitoring this from Los Angeles. It is a horrific scene. This isn't good at all, okay? And so, the roar, wow, sounds like the explosion originated from. Now, some people thought maybe, RoboMom's in here right now. She says, some thought it was a plane, that maybe a plane crashed. They heard the roar and then the explosion. So some people think maybe it was a plane that crashed in downtown Los Angeles, because you would hear the roar of the plane coming in and then would crash and then the explosion. And then others are thinking, could it be a comet? Could have come roaring out of the sky and exploded in downtown Los Angeles. I mean, that's 2 great possibilities. Nobody knows what it is, but they heard the roar. People heard the roar before the explosion. So that makes you think it could have been an incoming comet or asteroid, which would have a major roar coming in. It could have been an airplane that could have been a roar as it was coming in. I don't know what else could cause a roar before an explosion. That is a very, very strange, it's a great question, and I don't have the answer. I'm glad you're in there, RoboMom, monitoring this, and Heidi's over there monitoring now. And I know it's very late, and I know we've been live on the air, at this at my channel all day. Brock was doing a pretty well a marathon 11-hour live chat and replaying our broadcast this week, and people have really been enjoying it, and people have been saved today. And so I know everybody was enjoying it, but we just ended that so I could break in live with this story here tonight. This is horrific. This is horrible. This is sad. It looks like Jesus on the cross. I see that. I do see that in the picture there. The question is, it's hard to find any news on this. I mean, how can there not be news on this, Heidi? This is downtown Los Angeles, prime time on a Saturday night. How in the world can there be no news coverage, or not a lot? And why isn't there news coverage? RoboMom, you know, that's right. The power. How far do you live? RoboMom says it's hard to find news on this one. KTLA5 is on it on Facebook. You mean it's not live? You mean to tell me that the Los Angeles television stations have not gone live with this story? Oh, you got to be kidding me, right? I mean, are you serious? Now, I understand this was near Skid Row. This was near Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. Fox News, still no coverage, according to Susan Hanslick. And yes, the electrical power grids could go out in that area. Another question, was it a missile attack being released on the city of Los Angeles? Well, yes, that's a possibility as well.
FBI here.
Russia Today does have news on it.
I'm looking at Twitter. They're saying multiple explosions, 2 air ambulances, 23 ground ambulances. 23 ground ambulances, multiple explosions. FBI.
The FBI is now on the scene. I mean, this is insane. And this is right out of the pages of like Terminator. I mean, this is out of the pages of Invasion of LA or whatever it is. Movies we've seen. I've never seen anything like this. It kind of reminds me of, was that 2012 movie with Cusack? What was his name? Or was that, you know, LA? This is crazy. Yes, it was in the Skid Row area.
I don't know about Skid Row, but they're saying here Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo. Yeah, it was near Little Tokyo. I did see that report. It was near Little Tokyo, near Skid Row. Yeah, John Cusack, thank you. In the movie 2012. Thank you.
It's Eric Wasserman, whoever he is.
Well,
is saying that CO2 canisters exploded.
Well, why would CO2 canisters be there? I mean, that's oxygen canisters, but I'm just...
I don't know. I mean, maybe they were just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Stored there or something, near there.
Again, I want to welcome all 500 of you with us live right now. This is the fire outrageous in the city. I'm going to give you another picture if I can. I'm trying to do this, holding this without dropping it, and you know, and that kind of thing. I do have another pic here. Here you go. That's what it looks like from the air. If you don't think this is a major fire, that is downtown Los Angeles. Folks, that is not a little fire. That is the entire city of Los Angeles downtown going up in massive flames. How in the world is CBS News? Where is CNN? Where is Fox News? Where is MSNBC?
Now, we know this guy, Dean Ryan.
Yeah, I know Dean Ryan. We know him personally.
He's reporting on it.
We met Dean Ryan in Los Angeles, California, and he's been on our show once or twice, maybe. We've interviewed him. He's a good friend of Oliver Stone.
He's been a couple times on our show.
Yeah, young guy. He's a personal friend with the movie producer Oliver Stone, and actually he and Oliver Stone's son, Sean Stone, if I believe that's his name is correct, wrote a book together on the New World Order. Okay, here you can see they're not reporting on this. Heidi, I'm looking at a picture from above. You would not believe this massive fire in downtown Los Angeles. And how in the world is this not being covered on the national media? How in the world? Can you guys please share this with your Facebook friends and everyone out there? I see Ms. ZD is just joining us. Thank you, Ms. ZD. Can you guys share this quickly with your Facebook pages and Twitter pages? RoboMom is she lives an hour south of there and she can smell the fire. Now think about that, Heidi. If you live an hour away, if there was a fire in Indianapolis, okay? We live an hour from Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. And if you could smell the smoke from Indianapolis to West Lafayette, Indiana, then it has to be a fire of biblical proportion. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like that in my life. This is either was an airplane that come crashing into downtown LA, or this was a comet, or an asteroid, or was a meteorite. Fox News just posted it. Nobody's broke in live. You want to know what's wrong with our media today? Can I tell you? They're partying. It's Saturday night. They don't feel like having anybody ready to go live. They play these canned programs that have already been pre-recorded, and they got everything running on autopilot, and nobody's ready to go. So this is why channels. I'm sitting in the cornfields of Indiana going live. Unbelievable situation, guys. It's not being covered by MSNBC, CNN, or Fox News, the major networks. It's being covered only by LA locally. Now, I'm sure these guys have finally put their pants back on and get somebody in front of a camera with a microphone. But to take an hour before they can do it and nobody has a clue what's going on. So it's a very serious, as you can see, guys, this is a very serious fire. It's not just a fire. It's of businesses. It's a lot of buildings, as you can see, are engulfed in a inferno in downtown Los Angeles. There are 235 firemen on the scene. 11 have already been injured. 2 of them are already in critical condition with severe burns. One's in serious condition. The others are in stable conditions and have already been taken to hospitals. It's starting now. Okay, now Detroit's starting to cover it. Now some other networks are starting to slowly pick it up here. But what's amazing is, what is the cause? Heidi, is there anything out there of what could have caused this? Unbelievable. Did it fall from the sky, RoboMom? Is there anybody saying? I mean, they're reporting in the news that there was a roar, and then a massive explosion, and then several explosions. The question is, what caused the roar before the explosion? And there's a lot of people saying that. Okay, we've almost got 1,000 people watching now. Guys, pray. Thank you guys for all joining us quickly. And I know that we were live all day long, rebroadcasting and giving people an opportunity to talk with one another and fellowship, and people got saved today. Yeah, if it was a gas explosion, there would be no roar. That's the question. If there was a massive roar that people heard before the explosion, an incredible roar, then one has to think, well, was there a plane that crashed into the downtown Los Angeles area? Was it a meteorite out of the sky and hit downtown LA? LA Fire declared a crime scene according to the scanner. Okay, now they're declaring it, the LA Fire Department is declaring it a crime scene. According to the scanner. According to the scanner, they are now declaring this as a crime scene. That's just unofficial Twitter. This is not a fake picture that I'm showing. This is actually a picture taken from a helicopter over Los Angeles. Now I got some more pictures. So hang on and I'll put more up there for you. Give me a second. Here's another scene from earlier that we were showing. Just incredible. Just incredible fire from downtown Los Angeles. RoboMom lives an hour south of here, of this location, and says that she could smell the smoke. Susan Hanslick says, Heidi, I have a report on this on the staff room. Could it be Transformers? Maybe. I guess the roar is the thing that everybody's trying to figure out. The roar. So this is really weird. Situation. We have another picture here that was taken just as this happened. I'm going to get that picture for you right now. There's the initial explosion that was taken right outside of a window there, not far. And you can see it's 230 firefighters are responding on the scene. 11 have already been injured and have been hospitalized, 2 of them in critical condition with severe burns, 1 in a serious condition. A lot of folks, there was a massive roar, according to reports, that eyewitnesses heard a roar and then an explosion, a massive explosion. People are asking, did a plane come roaring in and crash? And then there was more explosions, and now multiple buildings are on fire. And, this is where we're at. We're trying to figure out what in the world's going on down there. And so I'm showing pictures here from the last, this was when it initially happened, initially hit. I have another picture now. RoboMom can smell the smoke. I have another picture. This was not at some point, I'm not sure exactly when. This picture was posted 1 hour ago, and there you see the fire and you see the smoke. This may have been before the other multiple explosions and more buildings caught on fire. Because I'm going to show you that picture there. That must have been fairly early on when this whole thing started to go really, really bad. But it happened over near Little Tokyo and Skid Row, fairly in those areas. Here's some more pictures coming in of the craziness that's taking place there. Just insane situation in Los Angeles. So it is a crime scene now. We're hearing already that it is a crime scene, and we're getting more and more information coming in. There was multiple explosions. First, people were eyewitnesses saying they heard RoboMom said, I have my windows open because I want to receive that nice cool air, and she lives 1 hour south of this fire, 1 hour away south, and can smell the smoke already. So there was incredible scene taking place in Los Angeles right now, downtown LA. We're getting pictures coming in of what took place. And, they heard a roar and then massive explosion. And then, of course, a lot of firemen headed to the scene and then more explosions. And that's why we have 11 firefighters in Los Angeles injured and have been rushed to hospitals. 2 of them are in critical condition. 1 is in serious condition. The others also have suffered burns and injuries. And what was the roar is the question. And then multiple more explosions and multiple buildings are on fire. And everybody is trying to figure out what's going on in this situation in Los Angeles. Was the roar from a plane to come roaring in and crash? There's been no report of that. Was the roar from a meteorite? There's been no report of that. Was the roar from a missile to come roaring in? There's been no report of that. But as you can see, the scene is quite chaotic and really, what over near Little Tokyo and over near Skid Row. This is just some different photographs coming in. Some that have been taken just within the hour, and people are trying their best to get a handle on what's going on in downtown Los Angeles. But we're going to continue to watch it and keep an eye on this just for a few moments. Seriously, here's a picture coming in. This one from about an hour and a half ago. This picture coming in. So, and this would have been probably after the very first explosion.
According to this, there's also a large fire at 82 South West Lake, 2.5 miles from the Boyd fire. Crews report a heavy fire on the 4th floor of an apartment there, but the LA City fire is depleted right now, per the battalion chief at the Boyd fire.
So we have another fire 2.5 miles away on the 4th floor of an apartment building. Another large fire, only 2.5.
812 South West Lake.
812 South West Lake. The question is what's happening there, and what caused that, and what's this, and they're only 2 miles apart. So you start wondering what's going on. But 230 firefighters have responded on the scene. 11 firefighters have been injured in the explosions and have been hospitalized. 2 of them are in critical condition. 1 is in serious condition. Others are also injured. And there's a lot of confusion. There was the talk of roars were heard. And before the explosion went off, and they're still talking about these 2 different fires now lighting up the LA skies tonight, and so we're trying to get, the reports are coming in. It's a very fluid situation. It's pretty sketchy right now, and trying to find out what caused it. What would cause a roar before an explosion? Sorry, how long we've been on? Only been on 23 minutes. Someone just said, how long has this been on? I didn't get notified. So sorry. We've got 1,400 people with us live right now. I'm so sorry. I know it's late on the East Coast. It's midnight here on the East Coast. And this is happening right before our very eyes. Quite a chaotic situation. And I'm doing my best to give you the info of what's taken place here. But, and some people are listening to the scanners. And you wonder, was the roar, and this is a crime scene, all right, Heidi? They've declared it a crime scene, which makes you wonder, are we talking arson? Are we talking terrorism? Are we talking a missile attack? Are we talking a plane? Something will come roaring, or at least we don't know. I mean, that's reports. And so there's, of course, people are trying to call me. Wrong phone to be calling. I can tell you right now, our Agent RC, wrong phone to call. If you've got some information, call Heidi on the other line. We're trying to get some information out here right now. And I'm trying to give you an up-to-date report on what's going on. Was it a meth lab? It could be, but this is way too big of an explosion for a meth lab. And also, what was the roar, which was leading up to it? And someone's saying to me, quit being a fearmonger. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Let's just all go to sleep and let the fire burn and not worry about it, you know? I'm not a fearmonger. I'm reporting on what's happening in Los Angeles, California, something that the sleepy news can't seem to do. Okay, that's not fear-mongering. I mean, it's kind of like I can't even address that, okay?
Okay, here's Dean Ryan calling.
Okay, Dean Ryan is calling from Los Angeles. Hit it and get him on. Get him on the air.
Okay.
Hello, Dean?
Master Paul?
Yeah, crank this all the way up. Hang on one second. I'm live on the air. I know you're in Los Angeles. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I was just having my day off. Get some vitamin D after my 5 weeks of house arrest.
Okay.
And I literally, and people can right now, if you go to the real Dean Ryan on Twitter or Dean Ryan on TV on YouTube, I literally have the best bird's eye shot of the veracity of that explosion in downtown LA in Little Tokyo, about roughly 8 blocks away from the Standard Hotel, the infamous hotel in Clinton.
Heidi?
Yes.
Go ahead, Dean. I want to see if I can show them your your picture. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, make sure it's a good one. So anyways, I don't know if you can hear me. Anyways,
yeah.
This was a huge explosion, and if you look at the video, people are listening or watching back or listening to this. It literally looked like the explosion in 9/11. The thick smoke went that high. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
he's got a link somewhere. I could show him his picture.
Has all the high-rises.
Yeah.
The U.S. Bank is there, the DHS building, the CIA buildings are there. That fake businesses they call CIA storefronts. Major clubs, Skid Row is there. All the commerce buildings are there, and the smoke was huge. And right now, as this story develops, it really said multiple buildings were affected with fire, and about a dozen firefighters have been injured and airlifted, and one police officer that we know of has been injured, and firefighters are preparing for more fire attacks. So that sentiment right there, Pastor Paul, leads me to believe that this has all the hallmarks of a deep state attack, probably on a building that has some very damning information in this new climate and the most viral hashtag and new phrase in the world right now, and that's called Obamagate.
Folks, we have Dean Ryan with us right now. He is live in Los Angeles and has a bird's eye view of this situation going on right now in Los Angeles downtown. Dean, we're hearing that there was a roar. We're getting reports that there was a roar before the explosion.
Right.
Do you know anything about that?
I'm in the Hollywood Hills right now, and I could not hear that explosion. But I will say this: about 2 weeks ago, I've been staying in West LA. That earthquake that they reported in Inglewood, which is about several miles away, that registered at 3.8. That was an explosion, Pastor Paul. And the Real Deal report on Dean Ryan TV with Mike Bear and Jim Fetzer, we have located the actual underground war that has been happening at the entrance of Long Beach Harbor in a tunnel that goes all the way up to Playboy Mansion and the Getty Museum. So all these earthquakes, Pastor Paul, are not earthquakes. All these earthquakes in Utah are not just rando earthquakes. We have had this invisible war that you keep hearing about is an underground war that our military has been exercising for the past 2.5 years. It's happening right here in California, which I have identified as the proxy state of the Chinese Communist Party.
Sorry, Dean Ryan's with us, folks. Hang on just a second here. We're getting different pictures from different times of when this explosion first happened, and we're getting several photos in now. Dean is in Los Angeles. He, as you said, he's in Hollywood Hills, and has got some pictures for us that we've been showing you. And there was a roar. We've had several accounts of a roar that was heard before the explosion. And Dean, we're hearing that there was then several more explosions. We know at least 11, maybe 12 firefighters have been injured. Two critical, one seriously, at least one LA. Also, I want you to get on the phone, Agent RC. He was calling.
Let me give you some updated information.
Okay.
Right now, I'm going to tell you right now, the fire started at Smoke Toast Warehouse Distributor, a business that appears to be a supplier for those that make the butane honey oil. But let me tell you, this is on the hills of these factories in Illinois, one in Mexico, that have been creating, and get ready for this, the hydroxychloroquine plants that are making, they have the ingredients that are making these cures. So that's another angle to look at, not just the deep state angle. We're speculating on some of these things, but with circumstantial, evidence as we speak. And like I said, Paul, the Standard Hotel, the infamous hotel in question, related to Congressman Schiff, where a lot of nefarious activities do happen, is close to this explosion. And the fact that there's all these multiple firefighters and police officers injured, Paul, this is not just a little pesky office fire.
No, this is huge. And like you said, this is very huge. And it's in the area there with a lot of major corporations. Skid Row is not far from there. Little Tokyo's not far from there. And a lot of other locations. And as you say, did I hear you say where they're making the chloroquine is also close to that area?
Okay, so what I'm saying, within the past 7 days, I have reported on, and by the way, I have a photo of what I saw when this whole happened. I don't know if you want me to send that to you. I can text it to you on this number or whatever you'd like me to do. But what I'm trying to relay to you, over the course of the past 7 days, there have been attacks on hydroxychloroquine plants, one in Mexico, one in Illinois, and there seems to be a pushback from this angle on these plants making the cure, because this vaccine agenda they're rolling out, they're trying to roll out, is getting pushback not just from the Trump administration, but from the American people, and actually people with common sense and half a brain around the world. Wow. Folks, huge information we're getting from Dean Ryan. That's Dean Ryan. And your website, Dean, just tell people real quick. Okay, so if people want to come and check that out, follow me on all social media, The Real Dean Ryan. But we have the #1 show with the up-to-date information at The Real Deal Report. You can find it at Dean Ryan TV right now at YouTube while I'm still there. The information, ladies and gentlemen, we put out 7 days a week. It doesn't hit the mainstream until 2 weeks later. It doesn't even hit the big alternative media guys until several days later. We have been writing a wave, the crest of a wave, of the leaders of this information since the beginning of this pandemic, now pandemic.
Dean.
Let me just add too. It's also worth noting. Why do I call it the state of China in California? Which, by the way, Chairman Newsom, aka Governor Newsom, he declared. You got to remember this point. He declared California an independent nation state roughly 2 weeks ago. So that is bombshell, literally, no pun intended. And he also just signed what they call the West Pact. What is the West Pact? The West Pact is a union, now a contract treaty formed between California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, to say the following. will not open our stage. We will not open our stage according to the executive rollout of the opening of all the states. We will base it on our own quote-unquote science. So they're saying, they're defining in a Civil War stature and a Civil War team with a
Right.
global aspect to it that no, we're not gonna comply to the entire to America. Basically.
All right, Dean, I've got another. All right, Dean, I got another call coming in. I appreciate your update. Stay safe over there.
God bless you.
God bless. God bless you, brother. All right, that's Dean Ryan, guys. Dean Ryan. I met him. He's in Los Angeles. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've interviewed him a couple times on my show. He is personal friends with Stone, and he and Oliver Stone's son, Sean Stone, have written a book on the deep state. Also, Dean Ryan used to be a reporter at Infowars.com. Okay, now here's what's going on right now. What we're finding out is this fire is really outrageous, as you can see, and there's been several different pictures from different angles and time frames of when this thing's been happening, but certainly a loud roar was heard before the explosion, loud roar before the explosion, and it's being declared a crime scene. The FBI is on the scene. 11 firefighters are injured. 2 of them in critical condition, 1 in serious condition. Also, a police officer has been injured. There's been multiple explosions. You're looking at right there just the initial explosion. And then this thing just got totally out of hand, okay? Totally out of hand. And now it's multiple buildings are on fire and multiple explosions. And, you know, the question is, how many people... I can't report it. I can't, just a ton of stuff's happening all over the place as the firemen had to pull back. As you know, you start wondering, they're calling this a crime scene now. Is it because it was it set up with major explosives and that were set to be detonated at different times? Yes. What Dean Ryan is saying is that one of the headquarter buildings to where hydroxychloroquine is being made is also on fire. But I can't confirm that. That is what Dean Ryan is reporting. But we can't confirm that. We know the fire is from close to Little Tokyo and Skid Row and a lot of major buildings. The FBI is on, and who knows? Did something fall from the sky and hit and explode there? I mean, was it an airplane that crashed in downtown LA? I don't think so. Was it a missile that come roaring in and hit? Maybe. Was it a meteorite? Because we're in this window that Mike Around the World talked about that soon you'll be hearing, and there'll be no way to escape it. Was it a meteorite? Because a meteorite would certainly roar before exploding. A gas leak, no. Because a gas leak would just explode. It's not a roar. It's not something coming in or coming at it. Now, unless the reports of a roar are wrong. And I guarantee you, no matter what it is, they're going to tell us it's a gas leak. Because every time we have a house blow up or anything, and we find out later, well, who lived there, and then we find out there's somebody tied into a major FBI investigation or a major CIA investigation or even a DEA investigation, then we're told, well, it was a gas leak. And we've heard that so many times, so that one's kind of getting, you know, overused. Sometimes there is gas leaks, but some of this stuff, guys, you're starting to wonder. And so I want to, God bless all 2,000 of you. Okay, now RoboMom is telling us the CIA is also now on the scene, as well as the FBI. Everybody is going to be on the scene soon. CNN has still not gone live yet, they have a hard time. They pre-program and they all go home in their nice soft beds, and they want to be the leader of news, but obviously they've become, as the president likes to call him, and it's the president of the United States with that seal in the front of the podium and the flag behind him, the presidential flag, and the commander-in-chief, who's repeatedly called them fake news. But anyway, thank God that we're able to cover it, even if we're sitting in the cornfields of Indiana at midnight. And I want to thank RoboMom for getting this information to us and alerting us. And we were able to go before any of the, before Fox News, CNN, or MSNBC ever got to the scene. I understand that Eric Trump is on television right now, but I don't know if he's on because of this fire. I think that might be a total different pre-programmed interview. So we're looking at all the different scenes and pictures of what happened. Some of these, there you're looking at one. This is right after originally it started. RoboMom, who lives an hour south of the fire, can smell the smoke. You've got 230 firemen on the scene. It's just crazy what's going on. And it's just, you know, it's near Little Tokyo and near Skid Row. And there's a lot of corporate locations in that area. And there's a lot going on. Guys, I tell you, pray for the city of Los Angeles tonight. Pray for everybody in this whole arena, in this whole area. And we just don't know what the potential casualties for this is, other than the injured firemen that we know have suffered injury during this process. So our prayers are going out to everybody tonight. And we're doing our best to give you guys the information to the best of our ability. And it's just, it's a tragic situation that's developed here in Los Angeles, California. We're going to let you go, get a good night's rest. Let's pray that they're able to bring this under control. And let's pray that this is not an attack on the United States of America in Los Angeles. Let's pray that's not the case. But they are calling this a crime scene. And that is way too big of an explosions for a meth lab explosion. This is way, way too big for that. This is more like, if it is some type of a terrorist attack, it is multiple bombs going off. If it is a plane crash into it, that's possible. That's how big this is. If it's a meteorite, that's very possible, because that's how big this is. Or if it's a missile fired from one of our enemies, that's also possible, because that's how big this is. But the question is, what is it? A roar was heard, the fire, the explosions took place, and then more took place. And we'll just continue to keep an eye on all of this as we're living in the end times. I want to thank Dean Ryan for coming on and giving us his update and his information and his speculation of what this could possibly be. And let's just thank everyone for praying for the city of Los Angeles and for the people of the United States of America. Pray for these firemen who have been injured in Jesus' name. Lord, help them and heal them and save their lives. Especially 2 of them are in critical condition and 1 in very serious condition, and others have been hurt as well. So we got 11 firemen down, 1 police officer down. It's really a sad time, and this could be an attack on the United States. This may be an attack, or this could be a horrible accident. And if it is, for some reason, somehow a gas explosion, then it's one of the worst in the history of the world. And then the other question would be this: if it is a roar that something came in, what was it? I don't know. No misinformation. That's exactly right. I'm not giving you any misinformation at all. I'm asking the question, as you said, and that's good advice. What caused the roar? Why did so many people hear a roar? And what then caused the explosion so strong that it would cause multiple buildings to go up in flames and multiple explosions? What in the world could have caused this? And we don't have that answer. God bless all of you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live sermon at around 9:30 in the morning for about a half hour, and then I'm driving on up to Knox, Indiana, as we're reopening the church there. Then I'll be back, and I'll be in the Salvation Studio in the afternoon with the Drake Report, as well as Sunday Night Live. We'll have a whole lot, and I'll go live while I'm driving if we get more information on what has just happened in Los Angeles. Thank you, RoboMom. Thank all the moderators and everybody else. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight, and God bless all of you. Pray for the city of Los Angeles. Good night.